We're moving on to our next subject. We're still in the spirit of Father's Day, but this topic is mentor and menteeing, or protege, if you want to call it, whichever way you want to say it. We're going to find out. Is it a program? How do you get involved in stuff like this? And how do you discover your mentor? With our first guest.
And also how parents actually mentor their children. That might be a concept as well. So we would like to welcome in the studio Mr. Yutu Kumar, as usual, our motivator, and Anisha and Joel Mendes Dionysius, who are the mentees of this mentor-mentee program. Yeah, cool.
Okay.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, you two, maybe you could, elaborate on the concept of mentor-mentee.
Yeah. In my case, a little bit different because I do trainings from students right up to corporates. So in both their cases, they were my students from the students' workshop. And not only two of them, there are many. They keep in touch with me through, I think, Frankster is a bit out now these days, now Facebook and Twitter. And also they keep calling and through SMS and things like this to guide them wherever there are challenges.
Right.
They need someone to talk to, someone who they know I understand them or they understand me. So it's not an official program, but this is a kind of after training kind of service that I would not want to use a service. It's a something consulting that I provide to add value to my students.
Okay. Now, what about Anisha? What do you do? What made you decide to become a mentee under Yutu Kumar?
Well, okay, how I met him is way back. We know each other for years now. We go a long way. I know him from a talk that I attended way back in the years. That's it'll be about 20 years now since I know him. And
you're making him sound old, sound old,
I look old, but I am old, but
just kidding.
So it's a great experience, honestly. Basically, how I look at mentor is somebody that is more experienced, to be able to spend their time to sit down and mentor you, to tell you what's right, what is wrong. And when you're doing wrong, to be able to face you and tell you, look, this is wrong. This is how it should be done, because they're way experienced. So it's an exciting journey with you two all this while.
Okay, Joel, what about yourself? How long have you been a mentee?
Oh, well, I met him 5 years ago when I was in uni. I was in a program where he happened to be one of my trainers, the trainer actually. And ever since then, I just kept on keeping in touch with him. Even when I started working, I'm actually a qualified network engineer. Over the years, I found out that that's not actually what I want to do. And he somehow knew what I was capable of even before I could, know. So yeah, he kind of directed me towards the direction that I want to go, and that's where I'm at now.
So what does this program entail? You're mentoring them to be the next generation of motivators?
Yes and no. Yes is if that's what they like to do.
Okay.
So I show them the secrets of training, the nitty-gritty stuff of training, and besides that, I also develop other areas like the kind of a personal development, but holding their hands. So not necessarily be a trainer. They can do so many other things. In her case, she's not a trainer, but she does not want to become. Are you kidding?
Doing it again on live TV.
Yeah. So I do a big spectrum of things with them.
You're not mentoring them to be TV hosts, right? If not, we'll be out of work.
That's not my forte, by the way.
Okay, so in mentoring, who actually drives the relationship? Do you mentor them according to what their interests are, or do they turn to you for your advice, for what you think should be done?
This is the way I do it. For me is, they will keep in touch with me. You have a challenge or situation, I will not tell them what to do. If do have a situation, you need to talk to somebody who kind of know them over a period of time. So I guide them according to what they want. Not I tell and you do. Just tell them these are the things. Example, a situation recently I like to share. I've always been telling them that you must be organized in your life. Example, if you're not organized, you will lose three things. You lose money, you lose money, time, or sometimes you lose relationship.
More on time, I
Yeah,
suppose.
yeah. Sometimes either one of these happens. And true enough, 1 week ago, he said, you told me, you speak inside my head. Exactly happened in my life. So sometimes because you have spent time looking at them and things like this. So these are things that as a mentor we highlight to them. And the learning really happens because they kind of trust you. And I also like to introduce this word called teachable. If you choose a mentor, you must get in this mode, I am teachable. When the mentor asks you to jump, you just ask him from which floor. Don't ask him, why must I jump? If I jump, will I break my leg? Don't. Just ask.
Don't question.
No question.
Just go.
No parachute.
Which floor should I start? That's it.
Okay, now what about Anisha and Joel? Any one of you, how has this experience changed you? Has it changed the way you look at your future? How different are you from when you first began?
And also, what have you learned that you think you can share to the viewers out there?
That you wouldn't have otherwise?
Yeah.
Well, okay, what I've learned a lot. Yeah, we never stop learning, right? Everything is a learning curve. What I have personally changed is my attitude. Yeah, this is not me before. What I am today is purely of being teachable. Like Kumar said, jump. If you turn back and ask him, is there a parachute? No, jump. So you just jump. So,
Well, how were you before the program started?
okay, like any typical youngsters, while growing up, you do everything and anything within your jurisdiction, because you want to be there. You don't want to be left out. So along the way, you tend to make a lot of mistakes, knowingly, unknowingly. So people like Kumar, who has been there, tells me. So twice he tells, and then you don't listen, then you see the outcome. It'd be like, okay, maybe I should have listened. So eventually, when I was growing up, I thought that I need to take this seriously and do something about my life. So, because if I didn't choose to change then, I wouldn't be here today, honestly.
And what about you, Joel?
Well,
Were you rebellious before? No.
I think you better call my mom. Well, I used to be more of a very negative sort of a person. Ever since I met him, and it was like anyone would normally do. You won't just trust a person just like that.
Right. So you were a
Over a
pessimist
period-
in a way.
Sorry?
You were a pessimist.
I always was.
Okay.
Not anymore though.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, but over the period of time, mixing with him, because your lifestyle changes according to the people you mix around with. Yeah, and being with him, I could see that even in terms of instructing conversations or even thoughts, they were more positive, and through that itself, my decision makings all were very different because I was just waiting to grow. I was just waiting to come out from the little box, and when I did, with making all that little potholes, dropping into the little potholes at the beginning, I was solely guided by him, Mr. Yutukuma. He kind of like shaped me.
And we can see that both Anisha and Joel actually speak with a lot of conviction.
Yeah.
And I think that's what mentoring can actually do. It can
Do
actually
you
help
take
you.
bits and pieces of parenting as well as coaching to be put into this mentoring concept?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Actually, if you ask me, mentor is also kind of a parent. Yeah, you are also playing this little role, although you cannot be the parent, but you play this role, and also coaching becomes part of mentoring during this mentoring period.
So part coach, part teacher, part parent, just to guide
Sifu.
people who are teachable.
Sifuing.
In Tamil, they say something. They say, if you don't mind, in Tamil, they say Mada, Pida, Guru, Deva.
Oh.
Mada means in your life, your mother is number one.
Yep.
Next is your father. Then is your teacher or guru or mentor.
Right.
Then only God.
Oh.
These three people in your life. This is what you must give priority. Because if you give priority, God will find you.
Okay.
or you find God or whatever.
Right.
You know?
All right. Thank you so much
For sharing, yes,
You two,
yeah.
Kumar, for sharing, as well as Anisha and Joel.
welcome.
Yes,
Hopefully
thank you.
we'll see you
Thank
guys again
yeah.
next time.
And we hope that you have learned something from this, and maybe for those parents out there, this is a good time to mentor your children. And